Yeah, he's good, wasn't he, yesterday? He's very solid on both wings. Uses his backhand a lot. He doesn't feel he has to keep running around and playing forehands on that side. He played really well yesterday. We saw him beat John Missile of the Philippines, who had a great tournament himself. So this is a tough game for Maxim, but I think, yeah, you're right, he's still favourite.
Yep, so Jan came out of the same group as Andrew Bagley, Group A. And in the last round he beat Adam Brat of Slovakia, who's very, very strong. So let's see what Jan can do against Magic Max, the most decorated sandpaper bat player of all time.
So twice we've seen Maxim serve long to Jan's backhand, and he's seen straight away just how good a shot that is. A lot of power, a lot of depth, and good placement altogether. Lovely looking stroke.
Yep, Jan's backhand straight zoomed in. Short serve with the backhand from Jan, and then forehand to follow up. So he seems to be happy to play backhands from the backhand side, plays with a very square stance. So he's happy to play the backhand in front of his body. Maxime will be looking around to get round his backhand to play his forehand a little bit more, and there he goes. And twice Maxime's just dropped the ball very, very wide, but just too wide.
Yeah, just going too much, because of the threat from Jan. He started really strong, hasn't he?
Yeah, Jan looks like he's just come off a practice court and he's completely warmed up. That's terrific. First 5 points. 20-year-old from Nanjing. Been playing since he was 6 years old at table tennis. And he's really enjoying the sandpaper format. That's great backhand from Maxime. And then forward. So backhand down the line, followed by forehand down the line. Very smart. Jan stuck away from the table.
Still went for that big backhand, didn't he? Even from right back there.
That's a fantastic return of serve from Maxime. And ball's up, he's got it back again. Big smash.
He covers the ground quickly, doesn't he? See, he nearly got back to that.
I can't believe Jan actually got his back to it. So Maxime in total control in that rally. The slower forehand into the backhand, set himself up okay again, but just overhit the forehand. That would have been a nice return to 5-3 for Maxime, and the chance was there. As it is, he's having to serve at 2-6, using his backhand serve, sometimes from the backhand side, sometimes from the middle of the table. By the tiniest of margins, you can see Jan there try to topspin the ball with his forehand, just about a couple of millimetres too low, and it clipped the top of the net and missed. That one he picked up okay, but Maxime was up for it. Got around his backhand side to play the famous SHMYREV forehand from the backhand side. So he's giving Jan something to think about now. The game's starting to settle down, and he's SHMYREV's back at 6-4. Not a bad recovery from the fantastic Russian. What a backhand from Jan.
Wow, well played, Jan. That was terrific stuff. I mean, Maxim trying so hard here. He'd be desperate after yesterday not to get into trouble again and lose that first game. Putting everything into this. But Jan, look how much that meant to him.
Yeah, Maxime had match point against him in the second game, against a fantastic performer, Isaac Abramov from Israel. It was a brilliant match yesterday. In fact, Jan and Abramov don't play so differently.
No, he also had a very strong backhand, didn't he? Strong on both wings, whereas Maxim is trying to play most of the shots with his forehand.
Yep, so up to the table counter hitters are certainly getting to Maxime a little bit this year. Backhand from the backhand corner. Oh, a lucky one. Nothing Maxime could do with that, really. At the top of the net, and it bounces twice before Maxime can step in to get his back to it. That's a beautiful forehand. Got great technique there. See the weight transference from his right foot to his left foot there. Right foot and then pushing onto his left foot just to give it that extra power to get it past Maxime's bat before the stroke is played. And he's very, very happy with that. 9-5 up.
If he keeps playing that well down the line as well, that'll stop Maxim covering the backhand side with his forehand. But to be honest, Maxim should have more confidence in his backhand. It's so strong.
Yeah, we often say, don't we, that you've got to be a world-class player to make Maxime play backhands. But sometimes you get the feeling that when he is playing against a world-class player, he should use his backhand, which is a great shot in itself. Short serve, just over the end of the table. You see Jan pick the ball off the end of the table with his forehand topspin. Good follow-up. And this guy is a wonderful technician. Beautiful strokes. This is very dangerous territory for Maxime. Oh, hit the edge. He went close to the white line, caught the white line, and the outside of it, that counts. Hit the edge. 12-6. Towel down.
Well, Maxim being put under a lot of pressure again. We saw this yesterday and he managed to come back and turn it round. But, you know, this Jan is a much younger man than Isaac was. And he may not tire in the same way.
Yeah, Maxim, 45 years of age now, fantastic athlete, but he's playing up against a 20-year-old, very fast and very fit, and certainly unafraid. A great character. Bright and aggressive, thinking carefully. Maxime's having to pace around the back of the court to think about how he's going to change the tactics. Big forehand. Well, well, well. At the moment, you've got to say that Maxime's been outclassed. First time I've seen that pretty much ever.
Yeah, Jan's made this look easy so far.
Has anyone been this far off against Maxime?
No.
Bouncy serve.
7-14.
Do you think he actually tried to do that, Colin? I think that was an error from Maxim.
No, I think he decided to just change it a little bit. Again.
15-7.
Yeah, that was always a risk, but
yeah, too long.
Straight off the end.
Too long. So first game to Jan, 15-7. We got the feeling that Maxime was going to kind of get his way back in. Not too sure. It certainly wasn't taking more time than Gavin, who tends to be quite slow in his preparation. Anyway, we'll see. And Jan's got some new tactics from his compatriot Zhang in the corner there.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I could be wrong, but one of the rules of toe tennis, Colin, is that play must be continuous, and I think the umpire felt that he was just taking too long in preparing for his service.
Wow.
So, tense.
And then you can see Colin Maxim doing exactly the same thing, to be fair.
Absolutely.
2-1.
They're very, very tough competitors. They don't expect any quarter, they don't give any. Every point is worth fighting for. Beautiful stroke production from Maxime, but Jan's backhand's so solid.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult, isn't it, when an umpire says something, because Jan's got to try and keep his concentration now, and you don't want to just lose his focus as a result of that.
2-3.
Lucky one for Maxim, but in fairness, I think Jan had a few of those in the first set, didn't he?
Yeah, so if we discount a couple of lucky ones that Jan got, that might have put Maxim closer in the first. Certainly psychologically might have made it a bit different. Short service, and the flick goes off the end of the table.
Yeah, that's the pressure, isn't it? Just try to make sure it hit right on that white line, but just gave it a fraction too much.
Yeah. Sell out here at the Alexandra Palace.
Yeah, it's a fantastic venue, isn't it? Colin, players love playing here.
Yeah, great conditions. Nice and warm under the light, certainly. been out there, very hot under the lights, but great conditions. So Maxime there using his backhand to start the rally after the serve. Oh, fantastic!
3-5.
That is brilliant play from both players. Yan couldn't keep it going in the end. The backhand from Maxime set him up for a whole range of hard forehand shots.
That's more like the Maxim of old, isn't it? Even when Yan hit that backhand really hard, Maxim managed to hit the forehand hard back. He didn't hold back at all.
Yeah, there was one there where he could have softened it, but he decided to keep the pace up. And again, but overhit.
4-5.
Yeah, I think he's got to accept that he's going to miss one or two, but keep playing for the power.
That's a beauty.
See, there you go.
That's exactly what you're saying.
If he gets four or five out of 6 or 7 of those on, he'll do better than making sure he gets them all on slower. That's my view.
Yeah, so I think I'm getting your philosophy, Tony. If in doubt, give it a clout.
Yeah, I think he just needs to take some risks. Absolutely right.
He's done it again on the forehand. Away from the table under pressure.
That's terrific.
Maxime really hitting the ball back hard. But in the end, Yan was up to it. He wants this, doesn't he? I'm sure Yan wants it too straight as well. Forehand to forehand. Oh, both players trying to switch to the backhand corner.
7.
Both players determined to keep their forehands going.
Once again, the top of the net just playing its part there, completely changing the flight of the ball for Yan. They couldn't adapt in time.
Yeah, and in this form of the game, we're going to get more nets because the flight of the ball is lower compared to the high topspin strokes you can play with fast rubber. And to be honest, I don't know why they don't practice against nets so much. Got some multi-ball and robots that we can use to do that. I think they should be practicing against the net more. That's my coaching view. Just drifting off the end.
Yeah, once again, just went for that extra depth, didn't he? Just floated off the end. He knows if that's short, if that's mid-table, that Yan's going to clout it.
Bouncier serve. And Maxime didn't hit it hard, which meant that Yan could follow up. So very clever how these players are putting different flight and height over the net into the serves. The variation's all important, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. As is this double point ball. It's 7-all now. It's a game down. I think I'd be using it at this point if I was Maxim.
Yeah, forgotten about that. Maxime happy to serve kind of shortish, but just over the end of the table.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant play.
Fantastic forehand and forehand rally afterwards.
Maxim so often looks in trouble with no room to play his forehand on his backhand side, and he still somehow manages to get a lot of power on it.
Yeah, I think he's doing what you're saying, Tony, and he's going for that forehand, even when he's out of position. So when he's out of position, off balance, he thinks he needs to slow it down, but he's decided he's going to go for it. There he does it again.
7-9.
And he's hitting some great balls from off balance now.
Yeah, and for the first time we saw a bit of frustration there from Yan. Great roar there from Maxim when he won that point. Is that a nervy serve there, do you think, Colin? He seemed to be unable to keep that low. Whether it was deliberately bouncy, I don't know. Seems a strange tactic on a short serve.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say that he must have done it on purpose, but it's difficult to see why. That's a lower one.
11-7.
Low, but terrific flick anyway, wasn't it, from Maxim?
Yeah, Yan won't be happy with that one. That great backhand, he was cracking that all around the table in the first. That looked a lot more nervy.
And once again, we're seeing these sort of experienced campaigners here keep getting in trouble and just finding a way out of it.
a little bit like finding your way out of a maze in the dark, but the top players, they're used to it, they accept it, they relish the challenge of it, and they stand up bravely to the pressure that's coming at them. Wonderful sportsman. So Maxime hanging on to a lead. Can he turn it into an extended lead? That's a great backhand down the line. You could see Maxime was thinking the ball was going to come to his backhand. He ran around too far, and at the last minute, Yan saw it, played down the line. Fantastic vision from the Chinese man.
Well, Yan fighting his way back into this game. 2 points down, but he's managed to pull his way back. He's still got double-point ball available as well.
Yeah, Maxime flicked the ball there into the crossover, and Yan stepped across to play his backhand from the middle of the table.
Here it is, at last, a double-point ball.
Well, Yan not thinking about saving it for the third game. He's behind, but he's willing to throw the double point in to go for a 2-0 victory against the multi-world champion Maxime SHMYREV. Oh, what a great return of serve.
Oh, really brave with that, wasn't he? Didn't hold back at all. That's the hardest he's hit a short return of serve. Really put a lot of extra oomph into that.
He's doing what you are recommending, Tony, and being brave with that forehand.
Okay, Maxim electing to go back to the 1-point ball, so he's happy that he can win this game without the 2-point ball.
Yeah, because if he wins this point, he won't be able to use the double pointer because he'll be on 13 points. You can't win a match, a game directly from that, from a double point ball. But rally, picked the ball off the edge in the middle of the rally there. Unbelievable reactions. See, hits the edge of the table, but the rally continued. So, nothing in it. 12-11.
Double point ball from Maxim. He had to use it. Yeah.
No point saving it for a third game that might not come.
Yeah, absolutely. If he wins this, of course, he will have game point. But if he loses it, it's 12-all and he's still there. So it's a perfect time to play it.
So you could say this is a very, very big point. Short serve, flick return, it's on, but a big smash is too much.
Oh, well done.
Gives Maxime game point. He'll be delighted to get himself out of trouble with that double pointer.
Oh, it would have been easy to miss this, wouldn't it? Look, it was so high. You see players boom those off the end sometimes.
I've seen those missed many times.
Yeah, it's a shot you don't play that often. They look easy, but they never are.
Yeah, no such thing as an easy ball at this level. Not least because the other player might get it back. So, 11-14, game point to Maxime.
There's that big backhand again from Yan. It's a terrific stroke.
Maxime willing his backhand to get over the net, but just dropping down. So you could look at it, Yan is 3 points away from the match.
Yeah, that's right.
But SHMYREV leading. Comes around to play his backhand return. That's a great forehand from SHMYREV. But Yan, he was awake to it.
Pressure building again on SHMYREV. Yesterday it was a game and 14-all. Could it happen again?
Yeah, game down, wasn't he, against Ibramov, and 14-all, and he played a lovely flick return of service. This time he's under the same pressure, but at least he has service, which he'll prefer.
Yes, indeed.
Crowd delighted with the entertainment here, appreciating the effort and thought and athleticism that's going in here. 14-13 SHMYREV. So, game point to Maxime, match point to Yan. 15-14 decides this game. Oh my word. Now he's got to reconstruct his thinking. Don't let that put him off.
If he loses this now, he'll be kicking himself all the way back to Russia, won't he?
Yeah, and he's still not looking right. He's trying to get himself positive again, put it out of his mind. Looking forwards now, not backwards for Maxime. Nothing he can do but to just stay positive and believe in himself.
Well, if you thought it was nerves that made him miss the previous serve, he showed no nerves there, did he? What a forehand. Look at this. He hasn't hit a ball harder than that all day or yesterday. Terrific stuff.
And that's what you do at match point down to save yourself and take the second game. Well done, Maxime SHMYREV, showing why he is who he is.
That was the equivalent.
If the last one had a small crack in it, it would have been bouncing slightly lower, so it's just good to get used to the new ball. And now it's love all, and the business is back on. Fast serve to Jan's backhand. And Jan Weihao running around there, choosing to get his forehand in from the backhand side. So good start for Jan, looking positive. Put the last game behind him. Beautiful play from both players. Unbelievable. He's up for this.
Oh, wow, that's Bagley-esque, those backhands, Colin.
Beautiful backhands.
From back there, look at the power and depth in that shot. That nearly went out the court, and he was at the back of his own side.
Yeah, way away from the table. Actually played it through and past Maxim. So 2-love, service to come. So what a fantastic resilience there from Jan. That's the way to come out in a third game after losing the second. Net chords, but keeping the rally going. Oh, it just bounced on the end of the table to keep the rally going. Can Jan do anything from back here? What a backspin shot. Great chop.
That's my point of the tournament, Colin. That backhand, you could see it curling around back onto the table. Look at this.
It was nowhere near the table, but he made it bend around the net almost. And you can see it cutting back into the table.
Well, is Jan up for the fight or what? Do you know, I counted 3 net chords that he got back in that point as well.
Fantastic.
Mind you, hand it to Maxim, he still won the point.
He did, and he dispatched the final ball very, very well again. The final smash, comprehensively dispatched.
1-3.
Jan, very, very good playing his forehand from the middle at the moment. So it's very, very good, Jan, from the crossover point between backhand and forehand. He can play either backhand or forehand. No real hole between the backhand and the forehand. Maxime keeps searching for it, but Jan keeps getting his body out of the way. Been able to maintain the attack, sometimes with his backhand, sometimes with his forehand from the middle. This time runs around. Absolute.
Yeah, real strong return of serve, wasn't it? But Maxim was just waiting for it. Fantastic shot.
Again, the weight transference from Maxime to put the power into the third ball. Well, the quality in this tournament has been absolutely top class. See that backhand topspin just off the end. Maxime delighted. He scraped up that point. 3-3, final game. Winner goes through to the quarterfinals. Prize money starting to stack up. They can get through the quarterfinals into the semis. $5,000 guaranteed, $20,000 for the winner. Nice backhand from Jan again. He's getting more topspin, I think, on that backhand now. Just getting his wrist action just perfect now.
It really is a really technically superb stroke, that backhand. Could watch that all day.
Yeah, so for a classical Chinese shake-hand square stance player, Jan is about as technically proficient as you get. A great role model for this style of play. He's winning.
3-6.
Well, as we said, we didn't think that Maxim would pull away the way he did against Abramov yesterday, but I didn't expect him to go 6-3 down. Great start from Jan in this third end.
Jan's played brilliantly this third end, hasn't he, considering he lost the second on what was effectively a match point. Good backhand from Maxime.
7-3.
And the thing is, Colin, I'm remembering how well Maxim played to win the 3 points that he did win. You know, it's so hard for him to get a point at the moment.
Yeah, so Maxime's had to earn every one of the 3 points he's got. So it's going to be a very, very long haul. So what's happening now is they're changing ends halfway through the final game. So when a player gets to 7, they change ends, they leave the bat on the table, move around to the other end and pick up the other bat to provide total equality in the use of the equipment. No high technology here, just a wooden blade covered with actual sandpaper. And the blue bat game, fascinating. Less spin, but more variation of placement. And more variation of pace as well to make up for it.
Another very bouncy short serve there, wasn't it? Enabled Maxim to put a bit extra on that return, which made... look how high that is over the net. And that just made the forehand too difficult.
Nice stroke production from Maxime there.
Yeah, that time he managed to keep it a bit lower, but it just went a bit long, and that could be a sign that his muscles are just tensing up a little bit, taking away a little bit of the control. Maxim will certainly be hoping so.
Yeah, if Maxime thinks that Jan's tightening up, he'll play the ball to take advantage of that. He'll be testing Jan now. Bouncy serve, nice stroke production from Maxime, but Jan really, really technically strong. Great forehand from Jan.
5-8.
Well, 5-8. Can Maxime turn it around? Jan looks focused, he certainly looks all there.
Oh, great serve, that. Really deep, bouncy, right tight into the backhand corner, followed it up with a big forehand. Yeah, Maxim's going to fight to the end, isn't he? He's not going to accept defeat here. He's going to give it absolutely everything.
So Jan just looking a little bit more worried, a lot to take into account now, some big decisions to make. And then you've got to deliver on those decisions as well. Oh, lucky!
8-7.
Maxime hit the top of the net.
Yeah, it was a good shot though, wasn't it? I mean, I don't think it altered the flight that much. It was always going to be difficult to pick that up at that speed.
Raised finger from Maxime, just acknowledging that it hit the top of the net.
7-9.
Oh, that also did, didn't it? No,
Yeah.
no apology back there, because Jan's just too fired up to even think about it, I think.
So Jan played down the line. See, that one just hit the top of the net as well. Not much of an apology there.
No, let's be honest, it's always an apology which is probably not very heartfelt.
Yeah. But, yeah, very sporting overall. Maxime serving 7-9. Jan's forehand down the line's going well, but oh, hit the top of the net again. Oh, very, very well dealt with there. That was very easy to miss. You see how he got around his backhand side to get in perfect position to make sure that ball went away. No chance for Maxime after the ball hit the net.
Yeah, cruel this. Oh, no chance of keeping that low. Did so well just to get it on the table. And Jan made no mistake.
So maybe the greatest sandpaper player of all time. 3 points adrift in the final game. World champion 2011, 2013, 2014. Last 2 years, Andrew Bagley has won the championship and beaten Maxime. But he's back and he wants his title back. Nice forehands from both players. Jan's backhand again.
What a forehand that last one was.
How did Maxime get around his backhand to get that forehand in?
Wow.
He ran around that. What a brilliant shot. So brave. And that's kept him in the championship.
Bang in the corner from a good distance away from the table. Incredible placement.
Jan can't believe that Maxime did that to him. Raised the game again. Only 2 points now, the difference. It's one of the highest class matches I've ever seen. Big forehand from Jan. The return of serve I don't think was quite powerful enough. Didn't really go into a corner or onto a white line.
Yeah, it definitely was a bit of an error, that return of serve. It didn't go wide, it wasn't deep enough.
Bit
and
too safe.
Pounced. Yeah, it was a bit.
It's like one of those shots you play when you hope the other player's going to miss. And Jan wasn't going to do that. Oh, hooks off the end.
And that's the problem, because of falling a bit short last time, he went for that extra depth. Unfortunately for him, it just gone off too far.
Had to do more with it. So that's the threat that Jan produces with the forehand. Actually forces Maxime to miss before he needs to play it.
Well, Maxim being the champion he is, I think he's got a few more points in him in this game yet.
So getting close to who's going to go through in the quarterfinals. You've seen the first 2 matches. People will have worked out sometimes that we're going to have Doran versus Duran. Get your puns ready. Beautiful from Maxime, but what a backhand, so wide into the corner. Jan deserved that.
Wow, that takes some courage, that backhand.
That's fantastic backhand. One of the best shots of the tournament under incredible pressure.
I think he was quite happy.
Jan needs 2 more. Shake of the head from Maxime, keeping himself loose. Oh, he's played it long to the forehand on purpose.
Yeah, good serve, got it really wide. That was the key, wasn't it? Really wide, really deep.
Yeah, had to take a risk there, Maxime, to get the serve where he wanted it. Jan's backhand down the line was fantastic, and Maxime got himself across, hit it back so hard.
Well, is this going to be the end of an era, Colin? What a backhand that was.
Well, both players playing at the height of their powers. I have to say, Maxime's playing really well now, and it's still ball for ball. Forehand from the middle. Again, Jan playing brilliantly for the crossover. Backhand down the line. And there is match point. Maxime looks absolutely distraught. Jan will want to look confident now. So both players pacing. Unless SHMYREV wins the next 5 points on the run, Jan goes through to the quarterfinals. Maxime's never been facing this before at this stage in the tournament. Last 16. Jan's been absolutely masterful throughout. The top of the net, the luckiest of shots. Nothing that Maxime SHMYREV can do. And the winner, Jan Weihao from China, the 20-year-old from Nanjing. A fantastic performance to put out the great magic Maxime SHMYREV. Shakes hands with the Russian coach, Dmitry Popov. A well-deserved victory in the end. Held up well. Fantastic play. Jan goes through.